As we know, Africa represents a huge opportunity for critical metals that are needed for the energy transition and global prosperity. And Africa also has some challenges as well, including the formalization of artisanal mining. What we at Minexx do is that we provide a software called Minexx Smart that actually implements traceability solutions on the ground. So we can track and trace purchases from the mine all the way to export, including activity inside the mine itself. That helps us to know where the minerals are coming from. On top of that, we give these mines access to ethical finance. So we provide these mines with cost or profit sharing financing, Sharia compliant Islamic finance, that allows them to be able to trade in the international market by bringing products straight to the end customer. In addition to that, often we act as the off-taker as well. So we are the buyer of those metals as well. So in one go, Minexx is able to formalize the informal sector, provide them access to capital that is ethical, and also be the off-taker with fair, transparent pricing. This is how we think we can move artisanal mining to semi-industrial mining, and hopefully one day also to industrial scale. The only reason artisanal miners exist in Africa is due to the lack of access to capital. And by providing people access to capital, they can improve their operations and increase their yields and profitability. So we are an active player in tin and tantalum in DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo. We are also active in Rwanda. We just made an investment in Ethiopia on tantalum for coltan, which is the ore where tantalum and niobium comes from. In addition to that, we have active projects in French Guyana, where we have been doing gold over the last 2 years as well. And we're always looking for new opportunities to be able to formalize, to invest, to be able to take more products that are clean, ethical to the global markets. We closed a $20 million working capital facility, which is a quite unique facility to my knowledge, first of its kind. It's a Sharia compliant Islamic finance facility. What makes that different from a normal bank facility is that we do not charge interest rate to our off-takers, to our suppliers. What we do is we establish a formula on profit sharing. What that means for miners is that they don't have to worry too much about volatility of price. What they need to worry about is the efficiency of operations. If the market goes high, we all make more money. If the market goes a bit lower, we make all a bit less money. But that all becomes much more equal in risk sharing and alignment between us and the partners. We really encourage any policy changes that are going on across Africa in terms of formalizing and increasing the transparency of the mining sector. This is actually fundamental to be able to allow for more investment to take place, to feel compliant in terms of the trades that you're doing. So we really encourage activities like Rwanda, the Inkumani system, to be able to trace and track minerals in the country. We really encourage the activities that are going on in DRC in terms of traceability, but also to control the market through organized quota systems, etc. So I think these are all steps in the right direction. And there are many more activities going on in West Africa, where particularly gold producing nations in West Africa are trying to formalize their artisanal mining sector in the gold side by establishing government entities. One of the maybe the more prominent progresses on this has been around the formalization of the Ghanaian gold market, which I think is a great example for many other countries to follow. What I find a bit frustrating about the mining space is that we are buying rocks and we are selling rocks. And why is the rocks not being transformed into the final product on the continent? So my message really was that there needs to really be an effort on industrialization. The minerals are here, the capital should be here, the skills are here, skills need to be developed here further, and there's a big possibility and potential for industrialization and processing of metals on the continent. On top of that, I also think that Africa has a huge opportunity to reinvent the mining sector for the next generation. A lot of these critical metals are used in the energy transition. One of the biggest costs, if not the biggest cost for most mines, is the cost of using diesel generator. So how can you actually replace those diesel generators with more renewable sources of power? So you can create not just ethical metals that are fully compliant with law and regulation, but also how can you create the most decarbonized metal on the continent as well. On top of that, being able to process things locally, how can people in Africa capture the most value of the metals that belong to the nations where they exist.